Mist Valley Arts and Entertainment. Passion burns. Help us be a bonfire for your soul.
Hello everyone, this is Dread from Miss Valley Entertainment News. How y'all doing? I'm just gonna do a fairly short video, I do believe here. Came across this video from Juicehead, and if I don't know if you can see here, but I only made it 48 seconds into the video. I used to have great respect for Juicehead, and no offense to Juicehead if you see this, but I've lost all respect for you over your continued support for one of the worst games ever made, Starfield. So, if you're a big Starfield fan, you may want to turn away because this video is probably not for you. But I'm just going to say, basically the first 48 seconds, Juicehead started to pump the tires on Bethesda doing all the right things and all these great updates coming. And next year is the big turnaround for Starfield. Next year is the big turnaround for Starfield. Juicehead, what are you smoking? Seriously. Starfield is dead. It's as dead as Bethesda is. All right, I don't even want to cover the video because I've only got in 48 seconds, and if I watch anymore, I'll actually grow angry, and I don't want to do that. What I am interested in is the comments section, okay? So he did comment here in the first little bit about the game-breaking bug they're finally fixing, and he's so excited about that. Apparently, the longer you play the game, the more likely the game is to stop working. You know what? I wish that bug actually were, as soon as you start playing the game stops working, because it would be a lot easier on people. Anywho, let's drop down to the comments section, and no, none of these are written by me, and I have not read them all. I just want to go through and see what some of the comments are. Let's see. It says Bethesda need to do a massive revamp of the game like Cyberpunk had. No Man's Sky as well, because their vision of the game isn't on par to what the gaming industry is now. Edit, Skyrim was revolutionary for its time back in 2011, but Starfield, following the same formula in 2023, is very outdated and mediocre. I just want to add, it's not a very good following of Skyrim either, because they got rid of all the things that made Skyrim actually good. If Bethesda won't revamp Starfield, then they need to pour resources into changing their formula with the Elder Scrolls 6. Oh my god, Bethesda, please do not ever touch the Elder Scrolls 6. You're going to ruin one of my favorite franchises. I don't want you to even touch it. Back away, never touch it again. Okay. Big Bong says, hello, I'm one of the authors that highlighted the dynamic form ID generation bug in the Starfield subreddit. That's like apparently the big bug that's the problem. Now, concerning the most recent update, the fix they released for specifically Xbox MMS is not related to the dynamic form ID generation bug. It's related to a memory leak and has nothing to do with the bug I stated. They did mention about checking a save file loading bug that's supposed to be related to the ID bug, but it isn't the issue we are trying to get fixed. The issue lies with the recycling script of the dynamic form ID generation logic. That's the issue we were hoping they would fix for the next update. But it seems they're looking in the wrong place. The game designers are looking in the wrong place for the game-breaking bug of a game that came out 4 months ago. You can't make this shit up. This is comedy gold. This is comedy gold. Come on. Rin Malloy says the fact that games now take months or years after release to give good quality is outrageous. I agree. A Hate Hornets says, love that we give Bethesda credit for the bare minimum. Here's a May Runderamite says, Bethesda has no time to fix game-breaking bugs. Bethesda definitely has time to fix bugs that make the game more fun. Gotta make sure people can't get too much good loot in this single-player game with lame loot. Okay. Well done, Bethesda. Good job on giving bare minimum stuff that should have been present at launch or flagged during testing, but I know the community will praise you for this. Tony says, yeah, I've parked Starfield for the near term. It was fun, but until issues like these and modded content arrives to take advantage of its skeleton thin gameplay loops, I'm going to wait or move on entirely. Good luck with the modded content, because we've already seen, and I haven't covered this, but I've seen a lot of videos come out talking about major modders have saying we are not touching Starfield. We looked at it. It cannot be fixed. It cannot be made better. It is so bare bones. There's nothing there to take advantage of. We're not modding it. Those are major Bethesda modders saying this. So, yeah, good luck with the mods. Says since it's NASA punk based, that a rover would be the best, even if it's slow, or heck, those tracked vehicles that are nigh on everywhere. Any kind of vehicle you can activate and send to your ship to have everything loaded onto it. Yeah, they're not doing that. They want you to walk across barren planets and feel lonely. Starfield has been interesting to watch from the outside, says Heather Harrison. It's been an unusual launch. You think? Reasonably positive at first, but going negative over time, but problems have built up. Fallout 76 was more typical for a rough launch, as it got piled on at first, but things gradually got better. I've never played Fallout 76. I don't play multiplayer games, but I've played all of the mainline single-player games since Daggerfall. In all cases, I didn't purchase the game until many years after launch. With Bethesda games, this is the best approach. Yes. They always need a few years to cook. Starfield looks no different. First few years, some of the bugs get fixed, DLC is released, and modders do their work. I don't think you're going to count on modders for Starfield. I really don't think you should count on that. Picking up a game after all this happens is certain to result in a better experience, and it won't require expensive state-of-the-art hardware to run it. Starfield certainly looks rough now. Understatement of the year. It has some deep structural problems. Yeah. That likely cannot be solved. But after a few years, the good is likely to outweigh the bad. If you want to go through the post-launch hassle, simply set it aside for a few years. No shortage of good games to play in the meantime. So a couple things just to comment on Heather's stuff here. Starfield certainly looks rough, and it has some deep structural problems that likely cannot be solved. It has some deep structural problems that likely cannot be solved. But after a few years, the good is likely to outweigh the bad, but you'll still have the deep structural problems that cannot be solved. Oh my goodness. The game is trash. I know some of you out there still play it. Some of you out there enjoy playing it. Some of you like the game. Good for you. There is something for everyone in gaming. It doesn't stop the fact that to everybody observing this game, the game is trash. I like this. There's no shortage of good games to play in the meantime. Yeah, anything that's not Starfield. Maybe you should play the day before. It's probably better. Oh. Autosave crashed the desktop bug was in both Skyrim and Fallout 4. Sure. I'm sorry, Bethesda can say they're going to fix the game, but knowing their track record, they really won't do enough to make the game worth playable to me. Even modders are starting to quit making mods for Starfield. Thank you. Just what I was saying, Shadow Weaver. Give it 4 more years, guys, then we can play it. Paintball Guru. I'll make you want to play some paintball there, Mr. Guru. Mr. or Mrs. Guru, or whatever. Thanks for the update. I stopped playing a week or so ago because the bugs just go on old. I'll start playing once they're fixed. Well, we'll see you in 5 or 10 years. John Melvin. He said, yeah, I'm also very happy to see them watching the feedback communicating more. That's a little sarcastic. I think Bethesda is trying to step up because they realize how badly Starfield has been and how it was only nominated for one category in the Game Awards, and I think they weren't even a realistic contender. Then to be further shown off by the likes of Baldur's Gate, Cyberpunk, Alan Wake 2, among others, with further salt in the wound. Yes. Although Cyberpunk, to be fair, was released about 2 years too early, and the developer said, please don't release this, we're not done with it yet. And the company released it anyways, and it was trash at first. It was very difficult at first, especially for console players. And it took a lot of work and a lot of commitment to build it to the point where people are now saying it's a good game and have been willing to overlook what happened at launch. It took them a long time to win that back. Bethesda would amaze me if they could do the same with Starfield or any of their games, really, because they're not a company that does that. I love them to fix the bugs where I can't progress the story because I can't build the artillery on any ship. The inaccessible ship bug is pretty game breaking too. I'm paranoid about making backup saves now. 225 hours into my save and have not gotten New Game Plus yet. Steve Hilton says, community. Bethesda, the game is breaking when we play too much. Bethesda says, okay, let us fix this weapon exploit. This user says, it's kind of nuts to read that a AAA plus game for a big developer got essentially an index out of range problem, something school teachers would warn newbies about. Not shitting on the devs, just thought it's funny. Big project plus small mistakes equal game crashing bugs. Educational indeed. This guy says it's horrible the crashing on Xbox. I only had like a save with 6 days and I was still doing it every 30 to 60 minutes. The ship shield bug needs to be fixed too. I abandoned the game because of it. The Sam Lowry says, as each month ticks by and more show-stopping bugs keep appearing, I seriously doubt the devs who claimed they played Starfield for hundreds of hours before the game shipped. Either they kept starting new games and just added together all the hours they played, or they skipped major quest hubs that were filthy with bugs. Says 1726, he quotes, they're working on mod support rather than fixing their game. Bethesda couldn't state what they think of their community any more clearly, even if they had delivered each of us a signed letter with, you pay us to fix your games, written on it. This guy says the future is talented modders fixing everything. You're not, apparently your head's buried so far up Bethesda's ass, you're not listening. The modders are abandoning this and warning people they're not going back. So, Shadow by 9 says, so the game is almost ready for release? Can't wait to get the game once they're done all the beta testing. Oh, man. Bob Joe says, cool, the update doesn't change the game is fundamentally bad. It's sad how a game like the day before is better than Starfield. Bob Joe 5937, you should win an award. I am going to leave it with that one, people. Seeing the frustration and the anger and the pitifulness of people who are playing Starfield, I do get a kick out of it because you're your own worst enemy. You're so determined to be able to one day say, look, I stuck with it and now it's a great game, that you refuse to see what's clearly in front of your face. You're shoveling up a plate full of poop and you're eating it day after day after day after day, and you're taking it and you don't understand reality. And it's scary, but it's funny at the same time. And I have to laugh at you, but at least I know I'm laughing with everyone else who's laughing at you. It's actually really fucking sad. Really fucking sad. People, you need to move on. Move on to Animal Crossing. Move on to Pokemon. Move on to Minecraft. Do something with your lives other than Starfield, for the love of all that's good. Or try the day before. You'll find it's so much better than Starfield. Everybody, from Miss Valley Entertainment News, I hope you were entertained. I have to admit, I am. My name is Dread. Bye-bye.